Whereas on Saturday, November 24th, 2012, the borough of Belmar was recovering from the devastation leveled upon us by Superstorm Sandy. Residents were returning to their homes and businesses were reopening after several weeks of closure due to power loss and flooding. And whereas on September 24th, 2012, Joe Davidson, after weeks of preparation and passionate and effective social media campaign, launched 10th Avenue Freeze Out, a borough-wide fundraiser and community event to benefit the rebuilding of Belmar. And whereas 10th Avenue Freeze Out event focused on returning activity, energy, and business back to Belmar with participating pubs and restaurants including Nikio, Connolly Station, Jack's, Boathouse, 507 Main, Bar A, McCann's, Paul's Tavern, and PK Shamrocks. And whereas Joe Davidson coordinated this entire event and ensured that over 25 bands were engaged and participating in the event, bringing energy and music back to Belmar. And whereas Joe Davidson and 10th Avenue Freeze Out fundraiser brought thousands of supporters into Belmar, giving all a wonderful way to contribute to the rebuilding of Belmar and a very much needed morale boost to the Belmar businesses. And whereas Joe Davidson and the 10th Avenue Freeze Out fundraiser made for a substantial and lasting contribution to Belmar's recovery from Superstorm Sandy, ensuring that our recovery efforts fails not to remember the importance of having fun and lifting spirits. Now therefore be resolved that the Borough of Belmar recognizes Joe Davidson and 10th Avenue Freeze Out for the excellent coordination and executing of this genius and much needed fundraiser. Be it further resolved that Mayor Matt Doherty and the members of the council extend on behalf of the Belmar residents the deepest gratitude to Joe Davidson and 10th Avenue Freeze Out fundraiser for the generous contributions and donations made to assist Belmar rebuild in the wake of the storm. Let's hear for Joe. How much you raised both for Belmar and St. Rose?
We raised $100,000.
Next we have a special presentation for Gladys Mecchia. Where is Gladys? She's somewhere in the back. Everyone came for you, Gladys. Doing well. Here, turn around. No, that's okay. But everyone came to see you, so. This is a resolution for Gladys Mecchia. Honoring Gladys Mecchia on her 90th birthday. Gladys was born on the 30th day of November, 1922 in beautiful Newark, New Jersey, to Bess and Edward Beckett, and is one of 4 children. And whereas Gladys married Carmine Mecchia on November 20th, 1949, and together they have 2 daughters, Christine and Michelle, and 4 grandchildren and 1 great-grandson. Whereas Gladys and Carmine summered at their at their home on 9th Avenue since 1949 before becoming a permanent resident in 1990. Whereas Gladys and her entire family have spent every summer of their lives enjoying the 9th Avenue beach. And whereas Gladys has been an active member of the Belmar Women's Club, St. Rose Rosary Society, and the Belmar Shade Tree Commission. And whereas Gladys is about to celebrate her 90th birthday, she already did, and should be honored for her love and commitment to her family and the Borough of Belmar, now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council and all the residents of Belmar that Gladys be congratulated on her 90th birthday. May God continue to bless Gladys for many years to come. Everyone came to wish you happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yes, you have to go through that crown. Next, we have a special resolution honoring our Assistant Fire Chief, Peter Sykes. Where's Peter? This was held from our last council meeting where we honored our Captain Drew Heisman and also our Director of Public Works, Mike Campbell, for their extraordinary work during the storm and after. So this is for Peter Sykes. He wasn't able to be with us last time because his son took a bit of a fall onto his face. He's fine now. He's a boy. Let's think All right, so resolution honoring Assistant Chief Pete Sykes. Whereas on October 24th, 2012, the Borough of Belmar was made aware of the potential landfall of Hurricane Sandy and commenced storm preparations to secure the safety of residents and property, Peter Sykes, Assistant Chief of the Belmar Fire Department and Chief of Goodwill Fire Company, directed preparation for the storm, ensuring that the fire departments would be fully staffed and at the ready for the oncoming emergency. And whereas on October 28th, 2012, with Hurricane Sandy's landfall now certain, a state of emergency and mandatory evacuation was called for the Borough of Belmar. And whereas on October 29th, 2012, Hurricane Sandy made landfall, bringing the Atlantic Ocean onto the streets of Belmar, flooding homes, destroying the boardwalk and oceanfront properties, placing residents in peril, and leaving the entire town in darkness. And whereas on October 29, 2012, in the midst of the hurricane, the Belmar Fire Department responded to an active fire at Belmar Senior Building, extinguished the fire, and safely coordinated the evacuation of the residents without injury. Whereas in the hours and days following landfall, Assistant Chief Peter Sykes and the Belmar Police Department responded to hundreds of calls for gas leaks, CO and fire alarms, and structural integrity investigations repeatedly, and tirelessly responded to residents' life safety concerns. And whereas on November 4th, 2012, as limited power was restored to the Borough of Belmar, the Belmar Fire Department responded to an active fire at the residence of the 100 block of 7th Avenue, extinguishing the fire without injury or loss of life. And whereas on November 7th, 2012, the Belmar Fire Department responded to an active fire on the 1600 block of Main Street in Lake Como, again extinguishing the fire without injury or loss of life. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Borough of Belmar recognizes Assistant Chief Peter Sykes and the men and women of the Belmar Fire Department for exemplary and honorary performance in the preparation for and response to the devastation of Hurricane Sandy. Be it further resolved that the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Belmar would like to stand on behalf of the Belmar residents the deepest gratitude for the heroic actions taken to save lives in the wake of the storm.
Thank you very much. It's my honor to accept this on behalf of the Belmar Fire Department. I'm great with fire, but I'm terrible with crowds. I just want to say that this town did one hell of a job throughout the duration of this storm. It was 2 weeks of living hell. But we're still here. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Chief. Next, we're going to set up for our presentation on the boardwalk reconstruction plan. One of the newest members to Belmar, I'm going to introduce real fast now, is Colleen Conley. She's our new business administrator. I mean, she runs the day-to-day operations of the town. So if you need anything in town, don't call me, call her. So let's set up our presentation. So just give us maybe about 1 minute.
She seems like she's...